Blackstone presents The Night of the Jaguar by Michael McDowell and John Preston. This book is read by Chris A. Bell. 1. The young woman had been told that it would be done in private. Only a pair of kindly, middle-aged women would have to hear her tell the most intimate details of her ordeal. They sat with her now, all three of them, in comfortable stuffed chairs, coffee and tea in pots on the low table between them. The young woman looked at the mirror and seemed to be frightened of her own reflection. She turned away quickly. It didn't matter. She could never have seen through the treated glass to know that there were at least another dozen who were eavesdropping on her. One of them was a man the others knew only as Harry. It was his real name, certainly the only one he'd been called by for years. They would never believe that he was called only Harry because the other real name for him was Haralambos Georgios Papathanasio. It was just too boring and too difficult to explain and pronounce that to anyone who wasn't a lot more than a casual acquaintance. Harry knew very few people who ever got to be more than that. None of them were here. The room Harry stood in was small. The others with him were crowded into the space, not just by their own bodies, but also by the complex audio and video equipment they were using. The three females who were on the other side of the glass were beginning to talk now. One of the middle-aged matrons handed the girl they were calling Louisa a cup of coffee, then poured rich cream into it, lightening the color. The conversation was being fed into the spy room over a loudspeaker. Harry could hear the three women conversing in Spanish, a language he knew not at all. It didn't matter. There was a woman standing near him who was translating their words as quickly as they were spoken. The effect was eerie. It was like being in a movie house and listening to a foreign language film while reading the English words that appeared on the bottom of the screen. Those written dialogues had always allowed Harry to guess at the spoken words that were coming out of the actors' mouths. But the woman in this room was too fast, and he didn't have that chance to read the screen for a moment before the character spoke. He learned to block out the spoken Spanish, letting it just be a kind of background music, and only took in the translator's voice. It made it a little bit easier. It gave him a little distance from the pain that Louisa was describing.